How's that? How's that, guys? Can you hear us now? Every stream? It has not been every stream. Are we good? Easton on the phone check?
Oh my god, what the Why?
Easton on the phone
Why?
check? Are we good? Check? Okay, feature mic again. All right, we're back. It has not been ever streamed. This is the first time Jerry's getting mad at Easton, so that's cool. What's up, Riley? Thanks, Eli. You're welcome. So yeah. Anyway, I was saying a bunch of baseball tonight. UFC 300 tomorrow. Masters is going on. Tiger Woods made the cut, which is super cool. I was gonna wear my Eclipse glasses, but then I put them on, and you can't see anything with the Eclipse glasses on, so I took them back off. Little echo, yeah. Eli, didn't Kayla look insane today? Yeah, kind of wild. Like I don't know, crazy. There's an echo on. It's not on my end, is he? I promise you. I'll turn myself down. Turn myself down a little bit. There's a wild echo. Is there? Is there? Easton, do you still have it unmuted on VDO? Maybe potentially that could be an issue. If you do. Jerry, what's up, man? Happy Friday. Good to see you, bud.
I mean, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, how? Not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Hey, first time we've had an issue with Easton. We did have a show pretty much every. We had an issue every show that I did, and it's the first time we have first issue with Easton. Jerry looks ready to pop off at any moment. But like, what else is new though? You know.
This is what happened when we keep the production within the family.
Yeah.
No echo when I talk. Well, it's not my end. Would you look at that?
Only when I talk? Really? Well, that would mean it's picking it back up from somewhere else. You know what I mean? So if it's just when I'm talking, like there's nothing else to come through back from my voice from my end. You know what I'm saying? So it's like coming back, but I don't hear it. So I don't know. Two most handsome gentlemen on the planet Earth. He's talking about Jerry 2 times. Yeah, Kayla. We'll talk about some UFC at the end. I don't know if Jerry wants to hang out for that or not. He can. But I hear no echo. Thank you. What's up, Shooter McGavin? Vinny P off Severino. Spoiler alert. Probably. Kayla Harrison. Yeah, made 130. So she made 136 on the number, and she didn't look bad. Does Easton live with you? No. Sounds like you're doing a show in a giant empty room. Really? I'm gonna turn my gain back down. Maybe that was the problem. Could be it. I don't know. Turn the gain back down. Check. Is that any better? Eli, bad echo. What? I don't know. There's nothing else. Nothing's different. So.
Maybe it was because I told you to turn up your volume. That's different.
Yeah, and then mono. I did go mono. That was
mono. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Go back unmono. How's that, chat? Let us know. Check. Riley hears the echo. That's my boy. So, yo, Riley, come over for 300 tomorrow if you want. Eli, just let Jerry talk and use sign language. I don't know sign language except this one.
You're throwing up gang signs.
I put up my middle finger. That's all I did.
That's a gang sign somewhere.
Probably. Jerry looks like his stomach above me. He's competent leaving the show.
I got news for you, William. I always got to take a shit.
It's better now. Seems better. Still there. Okay. Still echo, but better. Which Philly? Let's just move on. Easton, mess with stuff. See if you can find anything else coming in. I don't know. But seriously, Riley, if you want to come over for UFC 300 tomorrow, Easton will be here. I don't know. Just let me know so I can tell Nikki or my wife. Sorry, shouldn't say her name. Let's talk about some baseball first. Unless you want to talk about the Masters at all. Tiger Woods made the cut. Kind of wild.
I mean, I shot myself in the foot. And you know why I shot myself in the foot. Because I took a very biased bet. I made one outright bet. And you know who I bet. I bet on a guy who's not been remotely close to good.
Oh, you bet on Thomas, right?
I bet on Justin Thomas. Yeah. It's been everything that I should have expected. COD stream tonight. I will not be doing any more COD streams. I fucking hate that game.
Are you down for Apex? If you're done with COD, you need a new game. I haven't touched Apex Legends since like summer, so I'm gonna be trash right now. But Riley in the chat will play. Easton will play. I will play until a divorce is threatened. You know.
Still no cut. I was supposed to get a haircut today, and the only appointment was for 4 o'clock, and I didn't want to push it. So I'll get one tomorrow. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going out tonight. Who am I kidding? Who do I got to impress? The frickin' New York City Rats?
Hey, Riley in chat, also union electrician, by the way. You guys both have that in common.
Really?
Yep.
What are you good for?
You said rats, and that reminded me because you started talking with Riley about union, non-union. He started talking about the rats and how that's a whole big thing. But everything I know about unions, I learned from Riley, so you're welcome for that.
All the good games going to shit. You are 100% right. There is nothing good about video games right now. The whole gaming community is shot. No, Halo was supposed to resurrect everything. That game was terrible. This new Call of Duty is way better than Warzone 2, but it's still bad. I don't care what anybody says. The game lacks a skill gap. The aim assist is too strong.
Knows what they're doing.
Just the aim assist is too strong. It's like
Apex has a skill gap.
Sure, but it still has aim assist.
On controller, sure. You have to if you're gonna be a cross-platform game, this is not the show.
You have to have a level of aim assist. I don't disagree with you, but the aim assist on Call of Duty, the rotational aim assist, when you move your left stick during a gunfight and you're just literally have scumps aim, you're locked onto people, it's obnoxious. And I hate looking at a kill cam and seeing a freaking .6 KD track me easily, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's sickening. I hate that game.
Riley, I've been seeing you on Hell. Every time I get on my computer, it sees you came up on Steam that Riley's playing Helldivers 2. I don't even know what that is. Last time I had fun was Battlefield 1. Is Eli's mic off? Not last time I checked. Could be. Is my mic off? Check. Hello? Kanadi. I played Battlefield 1 a long time ago.
Rebirth is still fun. No, it is not. I'm telling you right now, Rebirth is absolute cheeks. It is nothing compared to the first version of Rebirth. There is no audio. The amount of gunfights, I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? Is he above me? Is he below me? They ruined Rebirth. Yeah, it's fun to be nostalgic. I got over that shit in the first 2 days. I don't even want to play that map no more.
It's awesome. Okay. Marvin, what's up, man? I still got an echo. I don't know what that... it's Easton's fault. Like, that's all I can tell you is that it's Easton's fault. There's no way it's possibly my fault. Easton is very anxious right now. He hasn't said anything, and but I can just see the look in his face. He's not having a great time.
Can I fire your brother? Ain't I like an owner?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, yes, you are, but he kind of comes out of my paycheck a little bit right now.
What if we disagree on something? So we're 50-50. What if, let's say, and I say, I can't deal with Easton no more. He sucks just like you. I want to get rid of him. What's your input?
Probably have to ask Izzy.
We need a third party.
It's probably Izzy.
Coming through a different source.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell Easton. Like I'm coming through twice somehow. It's all good. Fixed. He fixed it. We're good. Let's talk about the Minnesota Twins and Pablo Lopez in Detroit taking on Tark, Skubal, and the Detroit Tigers. Wind is blowing something crazy. That's what I had to really look to control myself today, Jerry, because when I looked at the weather report for the games today, it's 30 miles per hour wind blowing out in Detroit. It's 18 miles an hour wind blowing out in Philadelphia. It's Dome Stadium in Tampa. 21 wind blowing left to right. Baltimore Dome in Toronto. 16 miles an hour wind blowing out in Boston. Yankees Guardians is rained out. 15 miles an hour wind blowing out in Flushing, New York for the Mets game. Dome Stadium for Marlins. 22 miles per hour wind blowing out in Chicago for the White Sox game. 13 miles an hour wind blowing out in Oakland, which doesn't matter kind of, but literally every game that is not in a dome stadium or has been rained out, potentially the Dodgers maybe not as well, but every other game is either wind blowing out or wind blowing left to right and helping lefties against it's crazy. It's crazy. I had to really control myself because you have to remind yourself that the temperature matters almost as much as the wind. It's still kind of chilly in a lot of these places. But what do you think about this Twins-Tigers game? Tarek Skubal has looked elite, really, really nasty stuff. Pablo Lopez kind of is who he is, but has gotten beat up a little bit. Nope, that's wrong. Had it sorted wrong. 4 runs in his first 2 starts here. But what do you think about this game, buddy?
You could turn your gain up again. That wasn't the issue.
Yeah. Okay. I got that.
I did not bet. So as tempting as it may be, I told you for the first when did I say it? Last week. I said for 2 weeks I'm gonna do this thing where I'm gonna bet 4 guys, right? And I gotta stick to my guns. I can't just bet too much. I don't want to overexpose myself. It's illegal in most states to expose yourself anyway. So I'm gonna stick to my 4 guys. I did not come up with a guy in this game. I understand the wind is blowing out, but I can't just bet a guy every game. So I stayed away. And it's not a bad pitcher matchup at all either. That's another thing.
That's yeah. If there was a pitcher that I thought wasn't really good, like Tarek Skubal, I think I said it in one of our preseason shows, like that guy might win the Cy Young. He is unbelievable, and he's looked really, like, if he stays healthy, he's at least going to get Cy Young votes. Pablo Lopez seems like he gets Cy Young votes every year, although he can go on bad stretches. Pablo Lopez can absolutely go on bad stretches.
He can get hit a little bit, but you don't know when that game is, because he's also going to look like a top of the rotation elite starter in some games too. So
exactly,
it's not a game that I want to target, especially when both of these guys are probably going to go 7 innings or close to it.
Riley Green from Virtual, that was I had him written down. If I was going to bet anyone in this game, it was going to be Riley Green.
You write down a lot of things.
What's that?
You write down a lot of things.
I do. I mean, like, you want to, like, dude, I write down so much.
Oh, you literally write it down?
Yeah, I have to. Yep.
Is that a part of the OPP thing you have?
Of the what?
Whatever the disease you got that you take medication for?
ADD.
ADD.
It could be. Like, how do you keep track of, like, what you're, like, all the... Yeah, I mean, I got... there's so much stuff going through my head at any given time. Like, even with all this stuff written down, like, I just saw a couple names. I'm like, oh, yeah, I did like him a lot today. You know what I mean?
You got a phone, buddy.
Yeah, but, like, it doesn't really work for me because it's always ringing for, like, stuff that makes it sound like I'm trying to sound popular, and it's not. Like, it's just ringing, like, dumb shit. Like, I just got a notification that Locked On Seahawks posted a new episode on Spotify, because during NFL season I listened to pretty much every single Locked On NFL team, like I do for MLB and all that, to try to stay in the loop. But yeah, OPP. Izzy, what the hell was he talking about? OPP.
I know you got something that you take medication for.
That was OPP. Yeah, you know. Is that what we're talking about? Bailey Falter and the Pirates, Christopher Sanchez and the Phillies. Another really good pitching matchup, or wind matchup here. I looked at a lot of things here, and nothing really panned out. Like, Phillies, it's hard to target a lefty because you want to bet Schwarber, you want to bet Harper. Brandon Marsh, I think, has been the value play so far this season. And then the Pirates, for me, is pretty much O'Neill Cruz or bust, even though McCutchen is still there, and then Brian Reynolds, you like to play against righties as well because he's so much better from that side. But so no bet here from me. But again, really good conditions for home runs, and some guys with some pop here. You got anything?
I'm glad you corrected yourself, because originally you said good pitching matchup.
That's not what I meant.
I was going to lose my mind, but you meant the stadium and the wind, no?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
Mostly the wind.
I did a thing that you do that I rarely compliment you on, but I think it's a good idea to do, and the situation's perfect for it, right? Kyle Schwarber for a home run on some books is plus 190, as low as plus 190.
Is it really?
Take the fucking glasses off. Are you kidding me? Oh. This is the first time I'm glad I'm on full screen. Bailey Falter is absolutely horrendous to left-hand batters. It is actually unbelievable. You would think lefty splits. He cannot get lefties out to save his life. Let's look at the numbers last year. 69 plate appearances, nice, versus lefties. 364, 6 homers, and 5 doubles in 69 plate appearances. That is absolutely absurd. Kyle Schwarber, he doesn't give a shit. Righty, lefty, it does not matter for him. This is a great matchup. Leading off, you're going to give me 4 bases for plus 190 when, like I said, he's as low as plus 190 for a home run on some books. For a home run, he's plus 220. He hits a double to lead off the game. I feel good because now all I need is 2 bases for the rest of the game. Get a couple base hits or get a double for the next 3, 4, 5 at bats. So I took Kyle Schwarber for 4 bases at plus 190. It's the only thing you've ever taught me in life.
I appreciate that. Eli's in a silly, goofy mood. I'm like, so I can see this has been a really crazy week for me because I've been trying to handicap. I talked about this Wednesday, the Masters, UFC 300, and then freaking 15 baseball games a day. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I am in a good mood. Also, I got to finish my kids' like Fort Playhouse thing that I started building them last weekend tomorrow. But that's kind of anyway. Schwarber going 400 plus feet, Steer, Paredes, Altuve, may play Benson. Yeah, those glasses.
But it's not June
Jerry
yet.
didn't
They
like
said.
the glasses, which I'm kind of annoyed about, to be honest. I think
You know
they look
why?
pretty good.
Because why are you pulling them out now? Didn't we have a show on Wednesday when the eclipse actually happened?
Yeah, but they weren't on my. I don't know why they're on my desk now, and they weren't on my desk Wednesday. I just saw them on my desk. Like, it'd be fun if I wore these during the show. And then now that it's pissed you off, it's just a new thing that I'm just gonna have these for every single show. It's episode 600 of the Jerry and Eli show. I'll be wearing these same damn glasses. I can't wait. It's not June
You know
yet.
what?
True.
I wonder what the odds are for Schwarber to take a first pitch fastball and just light it up for an extra base hit.
We have a producer that can check on that for us and let you know while we move on. So your pick is Kyle Schwarber in this game, correct? You have a bet
4
on
bases on FanDuel at plus 190, which is, like I said, same odds as a home run on some books.
Okay. So yeah, Easton, you could just go put 4+ TB, Schwarber 4+ TB in the ticker whenever you get a second, and unhide that before everybody starts telling me to put ticker back up. Keaton Wynn and the Giants in Tampa Bay Dome. Who the hell's pitching for the Rays? I don't have it. Somebody's pitching for the Rays, and they're probably good because that's the Tampa Bay Rays, but I don't know who it is. What? Hey, pronounce that guy's name, Jerry. Jacob
Wagaspack.
Wagaspack.
No, that's his name. Wagaspack.
It's still funny, name or not. It's a funny thing to say out loud. Say it again.
Wagaspack.
It's still funny, even if it wasn't his name. It's still funny. I don't have a bet here. That's funny though. Wagaspack.
He's not been good. He's actually been terrible. So they're going with a bullpen game. He's probably going to go out there for 3 or 4 innings. Getting lit up by lefties. You know who's looking like they're getting on a little bit of a heat stroke? No, heat stroke. That's bad. Heat stroke is terrible.
Hot streak or heater is
hot
the word.
Streak. That's what I'm looking for. You don't want the guy to go on a heat stroke because you could potentially die. You want a hot streak, which is what Jung-Ho Lee is on right now.
Sure.
2 hits in consecutive games. He's looking good. Starting to get a little comfortable. Obviously, he hit a home run very early in the season. Hasn't hit one since. In this matchup, Wagaspack is going to get torched, I think. I don't know why you find this poor guy's name so funny. What if someone made fun of Eli? What kind of stupid name is Eli?
There's no way you don't think Wagaspack is a funny name. Like, chat, please. Like the video if you think Wagaspack is a funny name, because I think it's hilarious. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, bud.
Grow up, all right? The poor guy is just trying to make a living, and we're on here talking about and making fun of the guy's name. The guy would probably kick your ass, by the way.
Sure.
You know what? I'm going to contact this guy. I'm going to tell him where you live, and I'm going to have him come to your door, and I want you to laugh at his name to his face.
You don't know where I live. Continue, because you're on full screen, so. Give your breakdown of this
That's
game.
a good point. You never told me where you live. That's interesting. I'll find out. Anyways, I'm going to take a shot here on the long odds.
Wait, to be fair, I've tried to send you merch like 4 times now, and you won't give me your address either. So neither one of us knows where either one of us lives.
I really
Continue
don't
with your
want to give you my address. There's a reason for that. Irregardless, Jung-Ho Lee is overdue to hit a home run. And when he does, he's plus 870 on FanDuel. He's actually better on some other books. But for round robinson purposes, with the Kyle Schwarber total bases, I took them all on one ticket. When he goes yard at plus 870, in the first at bat, by the way, he's going to lead off this game with a home run. You are going to see me say, holy shit. How'd you like that one?
Oh, Jung-Ho Lee. Holy shit, I get it. That's funny. Easton, can you make my head a little bit bigger? It looks like I'm like way smaller than Jerry, and I know I'm probably a little smaller, but you know what I mean?
You have a tiny little alien head.
that's not true. Just like zoom me in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking a lot of Easton today.
We went over this before, right? You do have a weird shaped head with big ears.
I do have big ears. I'll say that. I feel like my head shape is, I mean, maybe a little narrow, but on the normal side of, like, on, if there's a scale of like normal to abnormal, I feel like I'm on the normal side of the scale. You don't agree?
Knick knack, patty waggus pack. Oh my God! Look what you did. Look at what you did.
There's no way that you don't think his name is funny. So Jung-Hoo Lee for you should playing home run here for Jung-Hoo. Jung-Hoo? Yeah, Jung-Hoo.
He's my long shot of the day. First of all, he's due. It's going to be a terrible pitching matchup on paper anyway. Waggus pack, maybe he shows up and pitches well. The most you're going to see him is 4 innings. Jung-Hoo Lee probably might get a second. He's probably going to get a second at bat. They got to stretch out Waggus pack a little bit.
I got it, dude. I can't do it. I hope this, like, I hope he has a great career, but I hope he never pitches on show day again because I can't. We have to move.
No, we're not betting on Waggus pack. We're fading Waggus pack.
Chad, does anyone else
After
think
he gives
that
up a
Waggus
home
pack
run,
is
it's
a
going to
funny
be Waggus whack. How about that, huh?
I have a bet in this next game where Freddie Peralta and the Milwaukee Brewers are in Baltimore, Camden Yards, Oriole Park and Camden Yards, sorry, taking on Tyler Wells. Who flung poo? Come on, don't get me started. It's Friday night. Tyler Wells and the Baltimore Orioles, because I don't think anybody else really ever plays in Oriole Park, Camden Yards. I do have a bet here. First bet of the night for me. Gunnar Henderson. I tweeted out, I think that was yesterday. Asked if it was Gunnar Henderson's season because he had been hitting the ball hard, basically. I didn't bet him to hit a home run yesterday, even though I tweeted that you should, which is a terrible, like, that makes me scummy. I did forget, actually. But I'm just going to bet him again today because he's been hitting the ball really hard. I looked, he did go back-to-back 2 or 3 times, depending how you look at it last year in his rookie season. Hit a home run in 3 games in a row, June 10th, 11th, and the next game on the 13th, off day on the 12th there. And then he did it again July 31st and August 1st. So I don't want to hear about it. He just hit one yesterday. He's not going to do it again. As a rookie, he didn't hit a ton of home runs last year, but, 5 home runs, basically. We're within a day of each other last year. So I'm going to take Gunnar Henderson again. Freddie Peralta didn't give up the home run in his last start after pretty much giving up at least one in his last, 10 going back to last season. So I think he's going to give one up here. The wind is blowing out to right field really hard, like 20 miles an hour. It's not super warm, not super cold either. Gunnar Henderson's season gets his 3rd home run of the night. I don't think it's going to be, I know Jerry's big about calling the first at bat of the game. I think we might be looking at it later, 5th, 6th inning here. He does lead off, so let him get into the groove of things. That first at bat of the game is looking to get on base. But I do like Gunnar Henderson to hit a home run. He's like plus 500 or something on FanDuel. What do you think about that, Jerry?
Yeah, let's get one thing straight about the whole, because we got to go through this every year. When someone hits a home run, don't be afraid to bet him the next day. You will be shocked at how many times people hit home runs on consecutive nights. You're betting a guy to hit a home run when he's feeling his best, when he's feeling his most confident. This game, like Yogi Berra says, is 70% mental and 60% physical or something like that, right?
That's not what he said. 90% mental, the other half is physical.
There we go. Something like that. Anyways.
Doing here is his exit velos real quick. Exit velos for Gunnar Henderson. 97.8 pop up, 104.7 fly ball. That's the ball I think that went out yesterday. 96.5 fly ball, 109.9, and then 110 mile an hour line drives. There was an 83 mile an hour. Shame on you, Gunnar. Ground ball. But then you go back before that, it's 102, 103, 104, 104, 90. So literally almost every time this guy hits the baseball with his baseball bat, it's going really hard. Wind blowing out. Just give me a little bit of elevation. This is a night where a 97 mile an hour fly ball could go out to right field in Camden Yards. All over it.
Jackson Holiday first home run.
Don't hate it.
Is sure if you want to bet. I did take him on his debut. I gave it a one-time thing. Whenever a prize prospect or a good player is coming up, it's a weird thing. I said it all the time. We've hit in the past with just betting because these guys are going to get long odds, plus 600 or better. Jackson Holiday was like plus 750 50, I think. A lot of these guys, you'd be surprised how many hit a home run in their first game. It's pretty wild. So I took a chance. I'm not gonna do it anymore. The kid's 20 years old. He's fantastic. He's looks ahead of his time, but I just want to watch and enjoy the show with him. I'm not gonna be betting on him for a little while.
Adley do. So here's the thing. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm about to say this, and it probably means there's no way Adley doesn't hit a home run tonight. Like, I'm gonna say this. You should probably, and me saying this means you should probably bet on Adley to hit a home run tonight. I think I talked about Wednesday how I was betting on somebody to be due. I forget who that was. I think there are times where you can find Adley's not playing. Good. That takes this out of the question. You can bet on being due successfully as long as you're not just saying, oh, this guy hasn't hit a home run yet. He's due to hit one. I don't really see anything in Adley's numbers that say he's going to come out of it and hit a home run. Tonight, obviously, he's not playing or soon, right? The only thing that I look at is prior to the last game, to the game yesterday, he did have multiple whiffs and multiple called strikes where he did not swing in every game. The previous 5 games. Yesterday, he didn't swing and miss at a pitch. He did have 4 called strikes that he did not swing at, but he didn't chase and he did not swing and miss. That's the only thing that I look at in his number. Like, he's not really hitting the ball super hard. But yeah, so I don't know. You can bet on due. Adley Rutschman is not the kind of due that I would bet on right now. Is I guess my point.
You also you want to bet on someone due. Don't get me wrong.
When they're playing,
and I'll tell everybody it's nonsense that the guy. I'm just blindly betting his dueness. I'll tell you straight out. It's fun to do once in a while. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you really want to look into like due, you want to look at a guy that's had some bad luck instead of a guy that's struggled. You want to look at a guy that's been hitting a lot of line drives lately. Like we spoke about it. MJ Melendez last season. That guy had the worst luck of anybody in baseball, the way he was hitting the ball. But you want to look at things like that. These guys are trending up, and all of a sudden there goes the power explosion. And you see so many guys, once they break that barrier, they'll hit a home run in like 3 or 4 times in that 8-day span or whatever it is, like a little more than a week. So that's what you want to look for.
Question on
so Castellanos isn't due? No, he's not.
Question on Acuna. Let's just skip to that game because that's kind of on the same point. I'm not betting on Acuna tonight. I'm not going to tell you that's a bad bet pretty much ever because he's one of the best baseball players of this generation. He's really good at baseball. He's really good at hitting baseballs. There was a time up until I think April 9th. It looks like he didn't play on the 10th. So the 9th, April 9th, 2 games ago. I believe he hit. Oh, sorry, April 8th. Let's go back one more day. I think he went all the way up to April 8th without hitting a fly ball. Literally went from opening day on March 28th, however many days that is, until April 8th, he did not hit a fly ball. Now, consistently, April 8th, he did hit a fly ball. It was only 78 miles an hour. April 9th, he hit an 81 mile an hour fly ball. And then April 11th, he hit 100.7 miles per hour exit velocity fly ball. Nothing really jumped out at me about Ronald Acuna today. But now that you ask about that and I look at it, that's the kind of dude that we can start looking at, right? That would make sense to me that you can bet on. I don't know what his number is, but the fact that he went, basically 2+ weeks without hitting a fly ball, now he's hit one every single game, 3 games in a row, and they have progressively gotten to be harder hit baseballs every time. That's interesting. Yes, he's due, and it looks like it's trending in the right direction to me. Thoughts on that, or do you have a bet in the Max Fried versus Trevor Rogers, Atlanta Braves, Miami? I almost said Dolphins, which is a terrible football team. Miami Marlins game.
I don't have a bet, but I'm really intrigued with Acuna. Now you tell me that he's starting to hit fly balls again. We saw last year when Juan Soto had he was going through the same funk where it was line drive, ground ball, nothing really in the air. You know what I mean? And he came out and said it. He goes, I need to change my swing up. And then he goes through these phases, and Juan Soto's notorious for doing this. This is not the last year wasn't the first year either. He did it the year before that too, and he purposely joins the home run derby just to fix his swing. It's crazy. So maybe something Acuna was like, the analytics teams of every team are so deeply involved. They're in these guys' ears. They're trying to correct things that they see. So I'm sure he's purposely trying to hit the ball in the air now. So we may see some power at him.
Yeah, I'm after all this, I might end up betting him tonight. I'm gonna be honest. And shout out
Yeah,
whoever asked
I'm
about
thinking
him
about it.
first. Plus 340 sucks. That's right. That does suck. Is that just did we just look on FanDuel? Is there a better lineup there? Plus
Ooh,
475 for Acuna on MGM. Here's where I start really thinking about things, right? It seems like FanDuel, MLB wise and NBA wise, usually knows. Like if there's that big of a difference, shout out to Easton, by the way, finding that line for us. If there's that big of a difference between FanDuel and someone else, um, that interests me a lot, especially what I just said about fly balls. Trevor Rogers isn't. I mean, he's nothing crazy good. I don't know. Are you into bet Acuna with me? I think I might do it.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, we're in on Acuna. We're in on Acuna. Can you Easton, can you post in my channels and tag that we're betting Acuna at that number? Notify Eli, please. Um, man, I like having Easton in here. How do we do it on MGM? Oh yeah, batting props, home runs. We're probably about to tank this line potentially. Do we matter that much? You think? Ronald Acuna. Yep, he's still plus 475. I gotta donate. I just said donate money instead of deposit money. Maybe that's a sign too. Caesars is also 475. Easton, come on, what are you doing, bud? 0.2 U plus 4, whatever it is, Easton. For me, anyway. Yeah, I'm with you, Quan. I bet him on MGM. That's what we're doing it, even though it sounds like Caesars might be better. Acuna most home runs against any team is the Marlins. Good look from you, Gabe HL, if that's true. Assuming that's true, because I trust you
Well,
blindly.
it's a
But
divisional team, so that's you have a 1 in 4
yeah,
chance
sure,
of having the most home
sure.
runs.
Um, plus 4. Okay, so it's same odds. 475 on MGM, 475 on Caesars. But then you see like that's where I start questioning things. You see plus 360 on FanDuel. It's interesting. It's really interesting. There's beef with Marlins. Like Jerry says, he plays them a lot. Until last season when they changed the schedule, they played the Marlins more than anybody else that wasn't the Mets and whoever else is in that division. I can't think right now. Phillies, whoever else. Easton, I just saw your message in Discord. Is that what fixed it? I don't know. What's next? Anything else in this game we want to talk about? Braves, Marlins, Max Fried, Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers hasn't
No,
given up a home run yet. Come on. Come on. He's giving one up tonight. At least one.
no, not doing.
Baseball doesn't
That look,
exist. Basically made a video about Acuna versus the Marlins. Is it that big of a discrepancy? Is it clearly because it's the Marlins and not just because he plays them more? Like, is it clearly way better performance than against the Mets or the Phillies or who? What's the last two teams in that division? Mets or Mets, Marlins, Phillies,
Nationals.
Nationals. We're missing one. It's Marlins, Phillies, Nationals, Mets.
Mets, Marlins, Phillies, Nationals, Braves.
Right.
5.
Duh. Stupid.
Dick.
Feltner, Gossman, Rockies, Blue Jays. Do we have a lineup for the Rockies? Because I really want to bet on Michael Toglia. But when I checked this morning, we didn't have a line. So I'm going to throw it to you while I see if we have one of those, Jerry, and see if you have
I'm doing
anything.
something.
Oh, are you still doing something there? Okay.
Wait, what are we talking about? What game?
We've moved on now to the Rockies, Blue Jays.
I got nothing for this game. What do you want me to talk about?
I'm just asking you if you have anything. So you telling me that you have nothing, I guess, solves that. MLB odds, Michael Toglia. He's only plus 600. Come on, man. He's only hit, I guess he's hit 3. Gossman sucks against lefties. I've got Toglia as a way more pop from the left side of plate. Switch hitter. Got him at a 63% hard hit percentage, which is kind of crazy. This is not a bet that I've placed yet. I'm just kind of talking through it out loud. I've got him at 101.83 exit velocity on fly balls and line drives in the last 5 days. 96.1 fly ball, 98.3 line drive, 105.3 fly ball, 100.8 mile an hour ground ball. Like this guy's been destroying the baseball. It's not a super prominent name that kind of jumps out at you as, Ronald Acuna, who is plus 375 or whatever it is on FanDuel for no reason. This is an interesting one for me. Gossman, again, struggles kind of hard against lefties. That's been the case since the beginning of last season. I don't know. Any love for Michael Toglia from you, or not? You I guess you don't have anything else here, but
No.
all right. Well, I'm gonna put that on the list of I'm gonna come back to it because that was one of the ones I had written down here that I saw that I showed you earlier, and I was like, wait, why didn't I come back to that? I forgot I wrote down Toglia. I really like that look tonight. I was hoping it would be a little bit better than plus 600. Honestly, I know that's a really big number for home run in the year of our Lord 2024, but I was hoping it'd be like in the plus 750 range. So we move on to the Angels and the Red Sox. Is that what you want to do? Reed Detmers, lefty for the Angels, taking on Tanner Houck and the lefty heavy Boston Red Sox. Have you realized that? Have you looked at this Red Sox lineup and be like, wow, like every hitter they have that doesn't suck pretty much is left-handed. Romy Gonzalez, Tyler O'Neill, Connor Wong, I guess. Trevor Story is hurt for a long time. Pablo Reyes, Senedane Rafaela. All of the righties that showed up. And they've got some pop, like, right? Yoshida, obviously, Rafi Devers, Tristan Casas, I'm a fan of. Jarren Duran can hit the hell out of the ball. Everybody who doesn't suck on the Red Sox is a lefty. So even though Reed Detmers isn't a great pitcher, it's hard for me to like anybody on the Red Sox here. We do have wind blowing out here in Fenway. Kind of a little league stadium for righties, if you think about it, with a green monster and left. Just saying. And I did bet on a righty against Tanner Houck, who's kind of mid at best. Tanner Houck hasn't given up a home run this year. That's wild. He's not that good. He can go on stretches where he's looks really solid. I don't know that he's ever gone 3 games in a row without giving a home run in his entire career. So I'm going to bet on Mike Trout to hit a home run because that guy's really good at baseball, and who knows how long he's going to be healthy and how long we're going to be able to bet on him. So I got like plus 380 or something like that for Mike Trout to hit a home run. And yeah, remember when people were mad the Yankees didn't sign Trevor Story? I feel like I was kind of one of those, but like at the same time, I don't know. Anthony Volpe looks damn good at baseball. I don't know. We got on this game. My best friend Jerry.
You see some of the batting averages on the Angels?
I believe batting average is a fake stat, and I don't really look at it. So the answer to your question directly is no.
Okay, well, I'm saying there's guys that are like 2 for 30 on the season on that lineup. Mm-hmm. It's just wild. There's some people coming out of the gate struggling horrendously.
Moniak, Rendon, Aaron Hicks. I've got Aaron Hicks at an 0.59 batting average. He sucks so bad. Are you betting this game? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, cool. Let's just move on. Yeah, give me. What did I say? Mike Trout. He's good at baseball. Michael Wacha. That's how you say his name, right? Michael Wacha for the Royals. Luis Severino. He's awful for the Mets. Sorry about that. I do have a bet here, but I'm gonna let you go first. I don't want to steal your thunder.
I think I know who you're taking, and I thought about it because I'm a big fan of his, and the guy is red hot. But I'll let you get to that. I'm betting on a guy that could be related to me.
Okay.
I'm talking. He could be a distant cousin. He has my family name. Don't know if we're related, and that's not the reason why I'm taking him.
Wait, I
MJ Melendez has been consistently good all season, and we spoke about him last year. The guy has had the worst luck, and this season the power is showing the luck's a little better. So you can take the other guy, and we're going to do this thing because I knew you were going to take that guy, and I'm not crazy about it because Severino, obviously a lefty is going to hit a home run off Severino today. He has an issue for the last few years. He tips pitches. He gets absolutely shelled by lefties. This is already established. MJ Melendez hits the fastball very well. Your guy, not as well. So I'm going to go with the more consistent. Obviously, the odds aren't as good. They're still pretty damn good, though, at plus 400. There is going to be a lefty slapping the shit out of Severino, and I am going to take MJ Melendez.
Jerry's last name is not Melendez. Perez is a play that's not terrible. I'm going to show you something once Easton puts me back on camera here. I love that play for you. I do. I have MJ written down with a star next to it. I have Bobby Witt Jr. written down up here, also with a star next to it. And then I have Vinny written down here somewhere with a star next to it. I went with Vinny. It was mostly a numbers play because I had him pretty much even tonight. And it was weirdly like when you think of Vinny, to me, you think of much more of a power hitter than MJ, and there was like a 100 and something point. Let me see. Vinny was plus 575, and MJ Melendez was plus 390. So that just was kind of weird to me. I went with Vinny because I just feel. I mean, you tweeted this I think yesterday, Jerry, how well he's seeing the baseball right now, and it's crazy actually. So the game on since let's go back all the way to April 2nd. He has swung and missed at 1, 2, 3, 4 baseballs. Insane. The game yesterday, he had 1 swing and miss, 0 called strikes. So like insane. Every strike in a count against him was a foul ball except for 1. And he had what, a double and 2 singles. Line drive. He's just been hitting line drives really hard. Much better against righties over the course of his career, especially this season so far. His only home runs come against a righty. I am forever fading Luis Severino until he proves to me that he isn't a bottom 5% starting pitcher in baseball. He hasn't really done that yet, giving up 5 runs and then 2 runs. So yeah, give me all of Vinny. But again, I love the MJ bet. If you told me you bet on Bobby Witt Jr., that guy is incredible at baseball. And if it was a lefty out there, I would be in. But we got wind blowing out here too.
I almost did the same thing you did. I looked at the odds, and I was gonna just take them strictly on the odds. Then I did a little digger deeping, and I saw Severino. He throws a fastball 47% of the time.
A little what?
Which, as a starter, if you play baseball, throwing a fastball 47% of the time as a starting pitcher is insane. It is it's not super insane. There's crazier ratios out there, but it is a large amount. Secondary stuff hasn't been really there for him. So I'm going to go with the guy that hits the fastball a lot better, and MJ loves the fastball. So I'm going to say that he's going to see one from Severino, and he's going to rock it. But here's to say that maybe Severino throws an off-speed pitch to Vinny Pass, and the guy's has 6 hits in the last 2 games with, I think, 3 extra base hits. He's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball the last few games. But I'm just going to take the matchup here. Also, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to do it now that I'm talking about it. I did look at Lindor in this game too. Obviously, the guy is complete night and day from the MJ Melendez pick. And the odds aren't what you want because you're paying for the name. That's what the sports books do. They see a name out there that people are going to bet on, blindly bet, no matter if they're struggling or not. They're only giving plus 400 on FanDuel for Lindor. He is going to see. So let's go. Let's break it down a little bit. Waka, he's never seen. This is a crazy thing too. You know, Lindor and Waka never faced each other.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Waka's been in the league since 2012. Yeah. They have never faced each other once. That blew my mind a little bit. So they're going to face each other for the first time. Waka throws his changeup to left-hand hitters more than any pitch. Do you know the pitch last season? Obviously, small sample size. You can't really go off that this year. Do you know the pitch that Lindor destroyed last season?
Was it?
I'll give you one guess. Don't mess it up. Was
it changeup?
It was the changeup. Good job, buddy. I was hoping you didn't mess that up. So I think I'm going to do a MJ Melendez and Lindor home run parlay. Give it a shot. And if Lindor hits a home run off a changeup, I will post my bare naked ass on Twitter.
Could be interesting. I'm seeing now once the ticker gets to my PC up there, kind of disappears. Nothing you can do about that right now, Ethan. But I can drop you this little thing. Probably don't worry about it today. But for Tuesday, remind me. I'll get you a little thing to throw up there. It's the same color as the thing down there, and that'll look better. Is that a Troll Eli account? No, that is my. So I went through this whole thing because I didn't want to have to go through the approval process to get this account. So this account used to be my quote unquote my personal account. I didn't want to go through the whole thing. So you have to go through like an approval and upload your like a picture of ID and everything to get fully approved to have live videos and to have links in the descriptions of videos. So I just kind of changed the name of this one and kind of repurposed it. So then I had to go and figure out how I was going to like, I had to restart basically my whole algorithm of YouTube videos because I spend hours and hours a day on YouTube every single day. But No, that is my real account. That is my real account. Bobby Witt and Acuna parlay. That sounds great, honestly. So the bare ass of the day. I really got to start reading these mentally before I read them out loud. Lindor
The
dong
what?
off the changeup. It would be super cool if bets started offering lines on hit a home run against this pitch. That would be insane. What do you think Lindor off of a changeup odds would be? It'd be crazy. It'd be like what plus 3,000 or something.
It would be insane, but then that'll have to be an offshore book because the
Yeah,
discrepancy. It's all. It could be opinion based on what people think. Is it cutter, a slider, a two seamer? It's all. You know what I mean? It's fun to
yeah.
think about, but it'll never happen.
I wanted to add real quick before we move on, and I wanted to touch on some UFC. We might not get to that on this show. I might have to go live again later tonight. But I wanted to throw something on Severino. I do have this season 2024 only. I've got him at total 40, almost 46% fastball. When a lefty is up there, that jumps to almost 53%. So against lefties, he is throwing his four-seam fastball, which was awful last year, 52.5% of the time. So yeah. MJ Melendez again. MJ Melendez, Bobby Witt Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, whatever you want to do.
And I did put it in. I spoke about it. I'm not going to speak about it, not put it in. So I did do Lindor and MJ Melendez parlay together at plus. What did I get it at? 21-23.
Okay, cool. Yankees canceled. That sucks because I was going to bet Giancarlo again.
Fuck 'em.
Andrew Abbott and the Reds in south side of Chicago taking on Chris Flexen and the White Sox. We got wind blown out here again. No bet for me here. No bet for me here. I should have one probably, but nothing for me. You got anything? I'm actually done with bets for tonight.
This is my last pick of my 4-leg home run parlay.
Name in high school? No, never mind.
My nickname in high school was three legs, not 4 legs, buddy. Anyways, Chris Flexen stinks.
Yes.
It's kind of throwing me off right now. I can't see Eli. Where is he?
Still here.
I don't want to be full screen. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting camera shy. Chris Flexen stinks. He was a former Met, went to Japan, revitalized his career, came back, went to the Mariners, looked fantastic, like he was going to be a middle of the rotation guy and be a steady starter for a team. He stinks again. He is getting rocked by righties bad, like horrendously. Last season, I think he gave, if I'm not mistaken, he gave up 17 home runs out of the 24, whatever he gave up, was to right-handed pitching. So obviously, the numbers are showing he's a reverse split guy. So righties are bashing him. The one person I looked in his lineup, obviously, Chris Flexen throws a lot of fastball. Another guy with a pitch mix, heavy fastball, and not a good one. Spencer Steer rocks fastballs. It's pretty good conditions here in the stadium for a home run. So I'm going to take a shot that Spencer Steer. Obviously, if you break it down a little more, you could kind of talk yourself out of it because when you look at Spencer Steer, you want him to face a lefty, which is a natural split. Lefties, righty. It's not the case, but Chris Flexen is just so bad versus right-handed batters. I'm going to take a chance on Spencer Steer, especially with the wind blowing out.
Don't mind that. It's kind of weird, too. I think it was like 2-3 years ago where like when the Mariners, when he played for the Mariners, Mariners were always dogs first 5, and you could almost just lock in when Chris Flexen was pitching. You play the Mariners plus a half first 5 innings, and you win most of the time. Hasn't looked good since. I mean, maybe that's a product of the ballpark.
No, he's bad now. Last year he was terrible. Yeah. It was right when he came back from Japan. It sparked like some confidence in him. It was the journeyman, because the Mets let him go. He went to Japan. It was the underdog story, basically. He came back to the Mariners. He switched up his repertoire, and guess what happens? Like it happens with every other pitcher. The scatter report catches up to you. So then he's been getting rocked ever since. Someone said CES. That was my first thought until I saw CES's splits against the fastball. So if he's going to see the fastball for the majority, even though it's not a very good fastball, I'm going to go with the guy that has better numbers against it, which is Spencer Steer.
All right. Hey, real quick, Easton, you want to throw my home run ticket up? And while Easton's working on that, please hit the like button if you haven't already. There's quite a few people in here. Only 26 of you hit the like button. It's free. Costs you $0. Might as well do it. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do that. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers at some point. Going to try to start working on some more content other than our live shows. We've only been doing 2 a week. That's mostly my fault. I want to get to 3 minimum live streams with some pre-recorded content in there as well for UFC and PGA. I do have a UFC 300 video out. I'm gonna go watch that after this show. Hopefully, I don't know. Might just stay on and kind of power through some UFC 300 talk because you guys are already here and I'm already here. Might as well. But please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps us out a lot. Heavyhittermedia.net/Discord. Sign up for the Discord. It's only $25. You get our picks. You get a lot of other cool stuff that nobody else
PJ,
gets.
you could mention the whole Reds lineup. The wind's blowing out. Chris Flex is on the mound. I'm not going to tell you anything is a bad pick in the whole lineup.
Yeah,
but
yeah, pretty much.
I had to pick one, and I just like the splits.
So here's my 3-leg Jerry's Name in High School home run parlay for tonight. I'm also on these 3 guys to hit a home run straight. Gunnar Henderson at +5, whatever that says. Vinny Pasquantino. He is better, I think, straight on BetMGM, or at least was when I bet it. I think he was over +500. And I got Mike Trout at +340. I think that is the best line there for him. $10 to win, whatever the hell that says. Like $1,800. And I don't know. I checked the weather report this morning, and I kind of immediately almost felt the vibes flip around for us. It's been a little bit of a rocky start, especially home run wise. This 2024 baseball season, I started to feel the vibes flip around this morning. So I'm feeling good about this one. I am out of baseball bets for tonight. Do you have anything else you want to talk through on these last 4 games? We got Cubs, Mariners, Cardinals, Diamondbacks. Somebody did ask about that one specifically. Do you have anything on the Cubs, Mariners?
I do not, but I'll recap the parlay. I have 2 of them. I have 2 of them in. I did the round robin by 2. I did Schwarber 4 total bases. I probably should have sent this to Easton. I did Jung Ho Lee. This is probably my least confident bet, but it's +870. I did MJ Melendez on the Royals, for those who don't know. Spencer Steer on the Reds, +420. If all 4 of these hit, which is absurd, but we've seen Eli get lucky and hit a few of these, so I'm probably going to hit a few. There's no way this guy can hit these parlays, and I can't. It is +73,000 on FanDuel. Might be a little better somewhere else. I didn't do too much shopping, but I do know FanDuel had some of the best lines for some of these guys. So if you want to shop around, if you want to bet them individually, you can. I took Kyle Schwarber 4 total bases because his number is floating around that for a home run. There's no shot I'm going to make that minuscule of a difference to get a home run versus 4 total bases. So make sure, don't bet Kyle Schwarber for a home run. Bet him for 4 total bases. And then I did a 2-leg parlay. Mets, Royals, MJ Melendez, and Francisco Lindor, +2123. Nice glasses, Dick.
Sounds good. Yeah, I put them on immediately after you said the thing about getting lucky. Anyway, there was a question specifically on the Cardinals, Diamondbacks. Let's come back to that. Steven Matz for the Cardinals. Brandon Pfaadt for the Diamondbacks. Neither one of these guys are very good. To me, I would pretty much pick somebody on the Diamondbacks. Let me pull up the launch stats real quick. I mean, Ketel Marte has looked really, really good, but I like him a lot better as a lefty. Steven Matz is left-handed, so he'll be batting from the right side. I say that, and I think he has 2 of his home runs against lefties today. So maybe this year. So maybe that just randomly changes in this season for some reason. Historically, he has had a lot more pop as a left-handed hitter against right-handed batters. Christian Walker been crushing the baseball. The volleyball percentage has been really low. Eugenio Suarez is gonna run into one soon. I think. Maybe tonight is the night. I don't know. Lourdes Gurriel is not looking as promising to me. So gun to my head, I think it's either Marte or Walker in this game for me. Somebody asked about this game specifically. Do you have anything else?
There is no shot Steven Matz goes a 3rd start without giving up a home run. I just realized he didn't give up a home run in his first 2 starts. There is no way. Talk about due. This guy's due to get shelled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody on the Diamondbacks is going to hit a home run. They're going to do it early. So
I mean,
obviously Christian Walker versus lefty. We love.
I'm not arguing with you. He closed last season pretty solid. I mean, going back to the beginning of July last year, 1 run, no home runs. 1 run, no home runs. 3 runs, 2 home runs. Then he went 1 run, nothing, no runs given up for 2. Like he closed last season out really, really solid too. which I guess is the only concern. But yeah, that still doesn't mean I would bet on a Cardinal here. I think you still fade Mats because the Diamondbacks are definitely the better offensive lineup. I interrupted you. Sorry. Please continue.
And this is one of the few games that we get that's in basically summer weather. You know,
True.
what is it in Arizona right now? 85 degrees. I mean, it's something like that.
It's got to be close. It's got to be close.
It's summer all year round over there. So if you're looking, if you have that urge to bet, oh, I can't wait for the summer for guys to start hitting home runs. Well, you got a game that's basically in summer conditions. So
how do we feel about Paul DeYoung homer? Listen, I have not paid basically. Wait, he still plays for the Cardinals, right? I don't know. I have no thoughts on that because I don't even know. It's 95 in Phoenix right now. Crazy. Yeah, give me I guess probably Christian Walker. Nah, Ketel Marte. Give me Ketel Marte. That's who I would go with. Somebody had a gun to my head, but I did not bet it.
Christian Walker is the blind pick that you take when there's a lefty on the mound. You know what I mean? That's you just think lefty Christian Walker home run.
That's true. The fly balls haven't been there. That's why I would lean Marte. But yes, I agree. It would be Marte or Walker for me. And we say that it's probably going to be Suarez, Grichuk, and Gurriel, and Walker and Marte.
No, it'll probably be Gabriel Moreno.
Not bad, honestly, not bad. But anyway, let's talk about real quick. Anything for you, Jake Irvin and the Washington Nationals in Oakland? Tough ballpark to bet. Paul Blackburn and the Athletics. Anything for you here?
I don't bet games in Oakland.
You know, I kind of have that rule now, but leg number 4 of the famous one was Lourdes Gurriel in Oakland. So that's kind of wild. Maybe I should more. Michael King in the Padres. He's good. Trust me, he's good. In LA, taking on Yamamoto. And the Dodgers, Yamamoto looked awful in the Seoul series, and then he comes back and he's given up 5 hits combined, 0 runs, and 10 total innings for the Dodgers this year. And I'm very high on Michael King's stuff. I'm out on this game entirely, but there's a lot of good baseball players in this one, so probably some good bets. Young's on the White Sox now. I should probably know that. I don't pay attention to that team either. Just to be honest.
He just hit his first home. He did hit his first home run. Somebody on the show last week mentioned Paul DeYoung for a home run, and we did one of the things where we're like, yeah, all right, whatever, and then they hit a home run. Anyways, Yamamoto, this guy doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. Will never know who I am, and I've been arguing with Mets fans for weeks over this guy because maybe I get a little too involved in the Facebook. I argue with 50-year-old women.
I've really been trying to start arguing with you on Facebook. It hasn't been going well for me. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
It's just I get very passionate sometimes because the Mets fan base, I'm in all these groups, and they're very toxic, right? Yamamoto gets shelled, and everybody's laughing. They're like, look at all the money that they gave this idiot. He sucks, this and that. I'm like, shut up. First of all, the guy does not suck. He had a bad start. Whatever. For whatever reason, it could happen to any starter in the league. The guy's stuff is absolutely electric. You know what really pissed me off is there's this one guy in the freaking group. He swears he's a scout. Like he writes like a whole essay and like tries to sound smart. And he victory lapped the shit out of Yamamoto getting rocked in that first game. Oh man, I let him have it. I wrote a book back. We were writing essays back and forth. I could write all day. I don't give a shit. Anyways, Yamamoto is very good. He's going to be very good for a long time. His stuff is very deceptive. And I'm telling you right now that throw that first start away. Throw it away because he's going to give hitters headaches in his league for the next 5-6 years.
A little bit of a revenge. I'm just thinking through that now that we're talking about it. I don't really bet strikeouts anymore. Yamamoto, I have no idea what Yamamoto's strikeout line is, but a little bit of a revenge narrative there, taking on the team that shelled him to start the season. I can see him really wanting to go out there and get 9 or 10 of those things. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of interesting. Thoughts on Vlad Jr.? I hate betting on that guy. I don't really like him as a player either, so I'm kind of out. We did skip the Rangers Astros game. Dayton Dunning taking on JP France. I had Jordan Alvarez written down. There's no reason he doesn't hit a home run tonight. To be honest, I didn't bet it, but I think it would be Jordan for me. Anything for you in that game? Battle for Texas. It's
the Rangers look like they're gonna.
Yamamoto's 4.5. Dear God, yeah.
Are you
I'm
serious?
not gonna just jump to it, but that seems wickedly low.
Yeah. Well, are they overreacting because of that first start he had? Maybe I don't know. That's wild.
I'm gonna bet it. I think. Is it juiced? What the? It's just wrong.
What are your exit velo numbers showing for Corey Seager?
Uh,
If you have a
not
minute.
great. Not great.
Not
77
great,
and a
right?
half last 5, which is bad.
Because he hasn't hit a home run in 9 days.
Yeah.
But he has amazing small sample size numbers here versus JP. And we're talking 4 for 7 with 2 home runs. So if you want to think about that, maybe I didn't bet it. I'm done with my dinger bets. But 4 for 7 with 2 home runs, small sample size, but that's hitting somebody pretty hard.
So 4.5 is minus 150, which I don't like. But I mean, I could see 8 here plus 560 for Yamamoto. That's a crazy number.
What is his max then? His max is what, 9?
I think his max is 8 plus 560.
I wonder if Fanatics or one of those other books have like a crazy number for 9, because you know how that's FanDuel, right?
Yeah. Well,
You know how FanDuel doesn't let you bet.
I checked Pickett. Show me your dong. Oh, that's locked. Joey 8 legs in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Lindor and MJ Melendez. No, so Lindor and MJ Melendez, that's a 2-legger I'm doing, and then I'm doing a round robin. I'm doing my four picks of the day is going to be MJ Melendez, Kyle Schwarber, 4 total bases, not a home run. Getting almost the same price for 4 total bases. Jung Ho Lee and Spencer Steer was the 4th.
8 was plus 700 this morning.
Oh, wow. I got torched.
What's bet 365? 10 is plus 3,000 on bet 3. I was thinking 9. I was thinking 9 personally.
Plus 3,000 for 10?
I think he could get 10.
He can.
I think he might cruise to 10. Like, let's not pretend the Padres are good.
Plus 3,000. I hate that I don't have that book. You lucky bastard. You have it now, right?
Yeah, and I coincidentally have $10 in there, so I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, you got to throw $10 on that. Holy shit!
All right, yep, I'll do that. Hey, do you want to recap your stuff? And then I think once we're done with the MLB recap, I'm gonna talk some UFC 300 unless Easton has to go. I don't know how long that's gonna be. Probably pretty quick, and then we'll get out of here.
I don't got to stay here for that, right?
What's that?
I don't got to stay here for that, right?
That was my question. Do you want to hang out or not? But it sounds like it's a nah. So let's recap your bets.
Nah, I got to take a shit. 4-leg dinger, basically a home run parlay. I'm doing Schwarber 4 total bases instead of a home run. MJ Melendez, Spencer Steer, and Jung Ho Lee. Those are my 4 legs. And then I'm on the side, I'm doing MJ Melendez and Lindor in a same game parlay. And me and Eli are both taking. I wonder if that price went down since we talked about it. Acuna for a home run. What did we get it at?
475
plus 575 on BetMGM
475
plus 475 on BetMGM for a home run. We took it straight. Eli came up and saw the numbers that he's actually hitting fly balls again. Last time we were on the show, the guy was not hitting the ball in the air. Everything was on the ground. So it looks like he's trying to make the transition, starting to hit the ball in the air. That's all I got. I got to stay here?
Nah, you can run if you want. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. If you're in here and you had a long day at work and you come here for entertainment, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you all. And I will be getting a haircut tomorrow. The only reason I didn't get it, because it was going to interfere with this show. And I wasn't going to miss it. I don't do it for Eli. I do it for you guys. All right.
True. Love
Later.
you. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Love you. Bye.
All right, let me recap my bets. Assad had 7 strikeouts for that. Yeah, what's up, Carl? Yeah, I just took Yamamoto 10 strikeouts plus 3,000. Looks like basically only if you have 365. Slop gonna help me retire. Is he? Tell me Slop's on Yamamoto for 10. That'd be funny. What else did I bet on? We took Acuna plus 475, like Jerry just mentioned. I took Gunner plus 500. Gunnar Henderson for the Orioles on FanDuel. I took Vinny Pasquantino on for the Royals plus 575 on Bet Rivers if you're not limited plus 525 on a gym. And I took Mike Trout plus 380. Bet Rivers. Nick from Gold Boys and Slot posted a big strikeout parlay. That could be why I dropped. Yeah, probably. I miss Nick. Slop, I hate that guy. He sucks. No, I'm kidding. So that's my baseball bets. You guys want to talk some UFC real quick? I'm going to make it quick because I'm hungry and I got to help get my kid to bed. Let's start with the main event and work down this time. I think Alex Pereira is going to steamroll Jamal Hill. I love Jamal Hill. I'm going to bet Alex Pereira knockout because I don't think this matchup is close skill for skill on the feet. I think Alex Pereira is one of the best kickboxers in the world, and Jamal Hill wants to stand and trade with him. And I have serious questions about Jamal Hill's health because he tore his Achilles less than a year ago. And I think there's a really good chance he's going to look like he tore his Achilles less than a year ago when he's trying to kickbox with like one of the best kickboxers in the world. So I'm confused why plus money for Alex Pereira it's like plus 150 or something like that, or plus one. I don't care what it is. I'm betting it. I hate that. I wish we were getting a fully healthy Jamal Hill where I might be on the other side potentially. I'm a big Jamal Hill fan. If you ask me who I would prefer to win this fight, I would prefer Jamal Hill to win this fight. Even though he's been kind of cringy this week, but that's my kind of feel in the main event. I think Alex Pereira cruises, and yeah, pretty much it. Zhang Weili should also steamroll Yan Xiaonan. Yan Xiaonan may be a slight advantage on the feet, maybe a slight advantage just like technically on the feet. Zhang Weili has more power and is better literally everywhere else, especially fight IQ wise. She can fight her on that. I think I do lean decision here. I think the short shot on method of victory is knockout for Zhang Weili. I lean decision here. I think as she is kind of growing, she's still getting better every fight, it seems like. I think she's okay with kind of point fighting a little bit, and that's fine. I think she's going to hold that belt for a while until Tatiana Suarez is healthy, basically. So I like Zhang Weili. I like that by decision. No disrespect meant to Yan Xiaonan, who has put on a little bit of a run here. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, the people's main event. This should be the main event. I don't know why. Like, when they announced this fight, they should have just said this is a main event, knowing that, like, just in case we can't get anything better, this is going to be the best fight of the decade. Like, this is crazy. Power advantage, Justin Gaethje, obviously. Psychopath advantage, Justin Gaethje, obviously. Skill for skill on the feet. Neither one of these guys wants to go to the round, right? Who is a better boxer? Who is a more technical, more precise boxer? Max Holloway, right? Top 5 boxers, generously top 5 boxers we've probably ever seen in the UFC. Can Justin Gaethje catch him and put him out? Maybe, but nobody's really ever done it. And Justin Gaethje is very durable as well. I think this one goes the full 5, to be honest with you. And if it goes the full 5, I definitely think Holloway can do enough to get the decision here. Like, I know Gaethje is the heavy favorite. A lot of people are picking Gaethje to come in and just steamroll Max Holloway, and I'm like, no, man. Like, I don't think so. Nobody's really ever done that except for Alex Volkanovski. And like, losing to Alex Volkanovski is like, okay, that's fine. That's nothing to be ashamed of. That's one of the best fighters we've ever seen. So I think plus 150 or whatever Max Holloway is right now, Ethan, check that for me, is completely disrespectful to Max Holloway and who he is and what he's done for this fight promotion. So give me all of Max Holloway stock, and I might look dumb next week, but I just think the number is wrong. Charles Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan. I don't have a bet here. I kind of feel similarly here. I think Charles Oliveira is going to give Arman Tsarukyan a lot of looks he's never seen before. And a lot of looks that you really can't train for. You can't bring anybody in that is as good of a finisher as Charles Oliveira, because he's the best finisher we have ever seen in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Now, I think Arman Tsarukyan is probably going to hold UFC gold at some point in his career. I think if you put him against Islam Makhachev in the next fight, that's probably what makes the most sense. And for anyone in the lightweight division, I think Arman Tsarukyan has the best chance to beat Islam Makhachev. I don't know that he does, but I would give him a better chance than anybody else at 155 pounds. That being said, like, Charles Oliveira is right there with him. The only guy to beat Charles Oliveira in the last 7 years or something like that is named Islam Makhachev, and he's pretty much steamrolled everybody else. So I think that number is disrespectful. No bet here. I think I'm the more I dig into this, the more I feel like I'm betting with my heart and not my head, and I just really want to see Charles Oliveira pull this one out. So I don't know if I'm going to bet or not, but it would not shock me to see both the underdogs win, Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. I would be surprised if one of them doesn't win. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage, nothing to talk about there. I might put like $10 on Cody Brundage just strictly for the memes because it's funny. Yuri Bahashka, Alexander Rakic, I don't really have much there, and I honestly don't really care. It's a really close fight. It kind of just depends on what version of Alexander Rakic we get and how many risks Yuri wants to take. Yuri can absolutely catch him at any time. Who's technically better and would have the advantage if it goes all 5 or all 3 to the judges? That would be Rakic. I have no idea which way it's going to go, and I don't have that good vibe. Calvin Kattar, Aljamain Sterling. I kind of prefer Calvin Kattar here. I'm weirdly an Aljo fan. Like when everybody was giving him a bunch of shit, I was kind of like in his corner defending him. I think Calvin Kattar is the more technical striker. I think Aljamain Sterling's wrestling is probably more overrated than anybody else's one skill on the card, and his takedowns are terrible. And I think this fight is probably standing up for the majority of the time, where Calvin Kattar is going to have an advantage here. I know Aljo looks shredded at 145, and like it's actually crazy. But Calvin Kattar at plus money, especially Calvin Kattar by knockout at plus whatever it is, plus 250 or something like that. I think that's where the value is here, but I would not be shocked to see Aljo win this fight either. Holly Holm, Kayla Harrison. You guys probably know how I feel here. Holly Holm in her prime, I think probably loses to this version of Kayla Harrison, a 42-year-old Holly Holm. I think gets steamrolled by Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison, if you don't know, just real quick, 2-time gold medalist judo in the Olympics. I think to this day, the only American to ever win a gold medal in the Olympics for judo. Ronda Rousey won 1 bronze medal. Kayla Harrison won 2 gold medals and is worlds ahead of Ronda Rousey striking. So for however good you think Ronda Rousey was, Kayla Harrison is significantly better in pretty much all aspects. Maybe she's a little bit less of a psycho, I guess. I don't know if that's a positive or a negative. But I'm on Kayla Harrison by knockout or TKO at plus 4. I got a plus 420. I think it's actually up to plus 430 when I checked it earlier, because she has. I made a video on this and made a short, YouTube short, whatever you want to call it. She can use elbows. PFL elbows are not legal. She's had one professional fight where elbows were legal, and I'm pretty sure her opponent had to go get plastic surgery after like a round and a half. Everything she's talking about this whole week is how excited she is to use elbows. She's not going to get a $300,000 fight of the night or performance of the night bonus with a submission, which is the short shot, I think, other than decision. I think she's going for a TKO here or knockout, whatever. She also has a bet with her coach that if she gets a first round knockout, she gets to like power slap him, like slap in the face, power slap style. So I just think plus 430 is like a crazy number for that. Like I think if you has dropped to plus 360, kind of crazy. Thank you, Easton. That's how I think that fight ends. Kayla Harrison, ground and pound, technical knockout, and Holly Holm might need plastic surgery. And I hate that. Like Holly Holm is a legend. I Holly Holm fan. I'm not trying to. No disrespect, man. Sadiq Youssef, Diego Lopez. I don't have a clue. I'll be honest with you guys. I have no idea. Sadiq Youssef, a little bit more technical. Diego Lopez, a little bit more of a finisher. We don't have a whole lot of tape on Diego Lopez. He just has a couple of really quick finishes. Sadiq Youssef underperformed at his last fight. Gun to my head, I guess I'm probably leaning Sadiq like by decision at plus money because I think this fight is going to be really close. But I don't have a clue. Jalen Turner, Renato Money Moicano, Jalen Turner is going to steamroll him. Submission, Jalen Turner by submission being as big of a number of it as it is crazy because I think there's a really good chance he knocks him down and just jumps on a choke because he's done that in a lot of his career. And the skill gap on the feet here is the largest on the card. Like I know Bo Nickel is the biggest favorite in UFC history, actually. One skill to the other guy's one skill. The difference between Jalen Turner's striking and Renato Moicano's striking, there's a larger gap there than I think anybody else on the card, unless I'm completely missing something here. That's not close. Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez, I don't really have a clue. I think I lean Marina points. Because Andrade has been in a lot of wars. Her best win last year was against Mackenzie Dern, who is a very bad fist fighter. We know that now. We didn't really know that, I don't think, when Andrade beat her. And I think we were treating that as a really, really good win. I don't think that was that good of a win. Big time power though, and Marina Rodriguez is going to try to make this go the distance because I think that's the only chance she has. But she has a really good chance to go the distance. I think I lean Marina by decision in that fight, but I don't feel great about it. Probably no bet for me. Bobby Green, Jim Miller. As much as I would like to see Jim Miller get a win here, because that would just be a crazy thing to say that he got a win at UFC 100, 200, 300. That's all the story, yada, yada, yada. I think there's also a really big skill gap on the feet here for Bobby Green. We're going to see about that chin, right? Really, really bad knockout from Jalen Turner in his last fight. I think he got knocked out in 2 of his last 4. Take the chin consideration out of it, though. Bobby Green is a much better kickboxer than Jim Miller. But again, like Jim Miller, like it kind of feels like fate for him to win here. So I wouldn't be shocked at that either. No bet for here. Me on that one. Davison Figueiredo, Cody Garbrandt. I think Davison Figueiredo is going to knock him out, and I think it's going to be early with the $300,000 performance of the night bonuses. I think Cody Garbrandt is going to come straight forward. That's been the biggest knock on him, other than his chin, is he kind of fights like an idiot. And there are 300,000 reasons for him to fight more like an idiot and try to get a knockout here early. And I think if you run forward at Davison Figueiredo, he's going to put you on your ass. So Davison Figueiredo, what is that number? Plus 170 or something? Figueiredo, 175. Figueiredo by knockout. Here's my kind of lotto ticket. I don't have straights yet other than Kayla Harrison by knockout. I did play Max Holloway by points, plus 240 or something yesterday, just because I was the Max Holloway lines have kept coming down. You're not going to get as big of a number here because that Kayla Harrison number dropped a lot since basically she did interviews today and made weight. But these are the 3 kind of finishes that I like the most on this card, and I feel really solid about that. Do you like Jim Miller as a person? Yeah. I think there's definitely a world where he catches Bobby Green, but I think Bobby Green is significantly better a striker than Jim Miller. So that would not be a bet for me personally. Is double chance a smart way to do it? UFC depends. It depends. If you were going to bet Charles Oliveira, I would bet Charles Oliveira double chance submission or knockout, because I think if it goes the distance, I think he probably lost that fight. But like, let's see. Like Max Holloway, I wouldn't bet double chance for Max Holloway, because I think really his only path to victory is probably a decision. I don't think he really has any submissions in recent history, and I don't think he has the power to knock Justin Gaethje out. So I think Max Holloway's only path to victory is by decision, in which case it would not make sense to me to bet Max Holloway. Honestly, probably wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to bet a money line or double chance. Zhang Weili by points, that's how I see that fight ending. Knockout is in play there too, but I think the most likely outcome of that fight is Zhang Weili by points, and that is something that would make sense to double chance. Although you're probably paying a lot of juice there. I don't know what Zhang Weili double chance by points or by knockout is, but it's probably probably close to plus 300 or worse. So it's is double chance a smart way to do it for UFC? It's not a black and white clear cut yes or no answer. There are always scenarios where that makes sense and places where it doesn't. That's the card. And how many minutes? Like, I don't know, less than 20. That's pretty good. Alex Pineda knockout. I feel better about that than anything else on this card. Kayla Harrison by knockout is my favorite, I guess, value play, because I think that number is insanely high. So gun to my head, take 2 bets. Those would be 2. Add in Figueiredo by knockout, and then Max Holloway by points. I like all of those a whole lot. Hey, that's it. If you're still here, there are still quite a few here. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Go if you want a more in-depth breakdown of those fights. I did make a video, I think yesterday, on this channel. So go check that out. Hit like on that too if you don't mind. Like this video, subscribe if you don't want. Weili points, Max points, Kayla knockout plus 4,400. Yeah. I could see that. I don't know how much stock I want to put in fading Justin Gaethje is where I would be. Yeah, as a long shot ticket. Yeah. I love that. Justin Gaethje has a really good chance to ruin that, though. Is what I'll say. As much as I like Max, and I think there's a good chance he wins by decision. That's the wrench that could be thrown in that plan. But thank you guys for being here. It means a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like if you haven't already. Heavyhittermedia.net/discord. $25. You get a lot of stuff. It's worth the money. I think personally, I feel like we're helping people, even if we're losing bets. So yeah, I think that's it. Be nice to each other. Thank you for your time. Good luck on all your bets. See you Tuesday at the